I gave my dad the remaining things to take home so that they will send it to me later, thinking that cargo will be cheaper. Not even just thinking that, I think I had even asked somebody, I had spoken to somebody, and the person said cargo will be cheaper. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cargo was not cheaper at all. I think it was almost times 2 the price of extra luggage. So if you're about to travel and you're trying to put your things together, maybe you're making a list, like if you're like me, you're a very good planner, you like to plan things well, you like having your stuff organized, then you are in the right place, you clicked the right video. Welcome. In today's video, we're going to be talking about shopping list, your first shopping list in Canada, your first shopping list in Canada, and then things you are bringing to Canada. Like for me, this video is particularly centered on things I don't regret bringing to Canada, things that I brought and I'm happy I brought, and then maybe a couple of things that I did not bring and I regret not bringing. I traveled from Abuja, Nigeria to Toronto, Canada, and when I tell you that I started packing we can almost say a year before, because if you've watched one of my previous videos where I spoke about how my visa was delayed for a bit, an international student by the way, my visa was delayed for some time, and this eventually turned into me waiting back in Nigeria a year more than I thought I would stay, if that makes sense. Yes, it makes sense, obviously. But yes, I eventually stayed 1 year more than I expected to stay. So that was the whole of 2023. So I had thought I would travel in 2023, January 2023, but I ended up traveling January 2024, which is this year. And so if anybody would say they didn't have any excuse to leave anything, I'll be first on the list. Like if you are listing names of people that you are traveling out of the country, like you're moving to another country, you don't have any excuse to forget anything, or to forget to pack anything, to forget to buy anything. I'm the one that is supposed to call my name, because I actually did not have any excuse. And I won't say I forgot anything, but I know I had to drop some things behind. Like let me just explain. I started packing way before my trip. I traveled on the 1st. It was supposed to be on the 1st of January. It ended up being the 2nd of January because they moved my flights. Before I traveled, let's make this story very organized. I'm not rushing anything here, right? So I had months to travel. So by 2023, March 2023, I had gotten my visa, and before then I was already preparing, which was a move of faith, but also because they had already requested for my passport. So I'm like, we might as well proper pack. So I have I had a list I was working with, a very helpful list. So anything I remember, anything I think, I don't want to forget this bag, I don't want to forget this shoe, I don't want to forget to buy this, anything that I watched. So I watched videos like this when I was preparing to travel, and they came in very, very handy. So I was taking note of things I should buy, things I had already but I need to remember to pack in my box. And the list, I just kept adding. Like I planned as much as possible, down to even the of course not down to like it's irrelevant, but like the outfit I wore, like the clothes I wore to the airport from the house, and the layers that I added when I got to London airport, the airport in London, right? And all of this planning, and at the end of the day, guess what? My bags were more than 23 kg, so I had to drop some things back, and like the airports back and forth was very frustrating. So it's always nice if you are prepared ahead of time, but at the same time too, in preparing ahead, prepare your mind too for the fact that if you are carrying a lot of things, you're probably going to have a lot of load. So yeah, so I had a list of things I did not want to get. And then when it comes to packing, one thing that is very, 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 very important to have in mind is that my list will not be the exact same as your list. There are some things that I added, like some baking items, not items like ingredients, but like maybe a whisk, an ice cream scoop, things I used to bake generally because I'm a baker. I added to my list so that I will not forget. And then there are some things that are there that, like, generally anybody that like for females, for body care stuff, you know, skincare, things like that. It might probably be the same thing. When I'm traveling, like short trips, the way I usually pack is like, okay, what's the first thing I do when I wake up? Okay, maybe I have my bath, brush, have my bath. So when I'm having my bath, what am I using? When I'm brushing, what am I using? Brush, toothbrush, toothpaste, body soap, body cream. So this one is like short-term packing when I'm maybe going somewhere for a week, for a few days, things like that. And I kind of used that to pack for when I was coming to go, like an elaborate version. So there was the whole, what do I do when I wake up? Okay, when I was in school, as for my first degree, when I was in school, my undergraduate course, what did I used to write out, or what do I used to write on my list to go to school, things like that. So all your personal items, your clothes, bring your clothes. I know like winter, but like there are some things that at least you can wear in the summer. So by all means, please bring your clothes. And then I know what else? I was about to say something. Yeah, so bring your clothes, food items. Please, as much as possible, bring the one that you can bring. I mean, don't occupy it like you're now paying for extra luggage. But then again, if you can afford to pay for extra luggage, pay and bring it. Because now the some of the seasonings I'm using now, like they are now finishing. They are the ones that I brought from home, and because it's only me, it's easier to just, you know, save cost in that aspect. So there are things that the things I brought when I was coming, I have not had to buy them yet. And this is the 6th or 7th, this is July, this is the 7th month right now. And so I'm going to have to buy some because these ones are finished. And the reason for this is not just, oh, just pack everything, like anything that useless and useful, just pack them. No, it's more like when you come to a new city, a new country, not even just a new country, a new city, or a new country. If you're moving from Abuja to Lagos, or from Lagos to Abuja, let's not do grass to grace to grass. So if you're moving from Lagos to Abuja, for example, like if you already have things that would help make your life a bit softer, a bit easier, instead of you buying all over. I know there are people though that they prefer, if I'm moving to this place, I'm just buy everything afresh. And if you're one of them, all the best to you. Like, we're happy for you, like no judgment at all, no problem. But for me, I try to give myself soft landing because this is a new country and they're trying to save money. I mean, maybe not you, but like I was trying to make sure that I'm not spending more than I need to spend, because they are already going to charge you for so many other things. You already have bills every month, so you don't want to constantly spend when you could have saved. And some of them would have been cheaper in Nigeria. Not even like, some of them are cheaper in Nigeria to buy instead of waiting to come here and get them. But if you're saving on space, then you have to cut down on things you get. If you're not saving on space and you don't mind paying for extra luggage, please feel free. Write your list with, you know, ginger, with energy. Like, I need this, I need that, and so I'm going to get them. Packed everything. Oh, my mom, my dad, my parents, they really helped me to pack my food items, because in that aspect, I was very clueless. So they helped me pack the food items that I brought. And then they sealed them. So there's this sealing machine you can use to seal the nylon and then put in Ziploc bag. All these steps just to make sure that it's well packed, it's well arranged. I don't get here and trying to bring out Gary. Yes, I brought Gary. Trying to clean up my box because Gary has spoiled or something. I remember I wanted to bring palm oil, but my mom did not agree, so I didn't bring. But thank God, we're surviving. So we got to the airport that day from Abuja airport. And it was time to check in my stuff, and then they said the box I wanted to carry as hand luggage. So I had 2 boxes, 2 of them 23 kg. Got there, they said one of them was more than 23 kg. You had to open it and rearrange. If you've gone to the airport or you know somewhere that has traveled and you follow them to the airport, you are probably familiar with all this back and forth of 23 kg or repacking, rearranging, or paying for extra luggage. You know, those of you that, if you know, you know. And then we had to rearrange the box. And then the fact that the hand luggage too, they said it was too big, because there is some airlines who have this box, that not box but like a sort of setup that you can put the box. If you cannot go through there, then it's not it cannot pass as hand luggage, but if it can go through, then you're okay. So thank God for my dad. We brought 2 boxes, 2 possible options to the airport for hand luggage, and then one of them that I packed with the whole of my heart very well from the house as hand luggage. They said it's too big, it cannot be hand luggage, so we had to move to the smaller one. And using the smaller one meant that we had to remove some things from there. So this was like step 2 of the load reducing even more. So we reduced things, and then my dad suggested that we just have, I should take an extra box, so that means we'll be paying for extra luggage. He suggested it, and he's a wise man. You find out why very soon. So he suggested that let's just pay for the extra luggage, so that I'll just take everything at once. But in my mind, I'm like, no, now, like, let's not pay for extra luggage. Like, there's no need for all these. Like, we cannot be dashing these people money. They've already collected it. They're flexing stupid muscles. And so in my mind, I just thought they are going to rip us off, because if you're paying for extra luggage, like, how much was it? I can't even remember, but I don't think it was up to 200k. But any facts I don't get right, I'll correct it in the comments. So in my head, I just thought it's too much money for extra luggage, when the extra luggage is not even up to 23 kg itself, right? And then I now said, okay, now, like, let's I gave my dad the remaining things to take home, so that they will send it to me later, thinking that cargo will be cheaper. Not even just thinking that, I think I had even asked somebody, I had spoken to somebody, and the person said cargo will be cheaper. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cargo was not cheaper at all. I think it was almost times 2 the price of extra luggage. But now, this is not to say, okay, don't use cargo, but if you're going to use cargo, just get your facts right. And then I think cargo, when you send from the airport, is cheaper than some like individual businesses, right? Some will, I'd not say all. 1, 2, if you're going to use cargo, just check your facts, like make sure your facts are right, so that you're not just spending unnecessary money you'd have used for something else. Number 3, paying for extra luggage, excess luggage is not always a bad idea, depending on what the price is. So different airlines, different prices. And another thing is that if you would rather just have straight flights, you don't want to have to bother about, you know, any load coming later, because when it comes, I think you have to pay. So aside the money they pay to send it to you, you have to pay when it gets to you, like a certain amount, sometimes $30, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on the courier service you use. And all of that could have been avoided. Like, I would have avoided that if I just, you know, did payment for extra luggage and carried everything. But, you know, and then the funny thing about the extra luggage is the fact that the company that we now use, they said they cannot send food stuff except you get permission from Ministry of Agriculture or something like that. I was like, I'm like, what? So the things they could send to me had to be non-perishable things, like clothes, books, things like that. So I didn't get the food items I left back in Nigeria. The pain that I felt in me, it can't be explained. But I was very pained, and I would have avoided that, but you know. So if you're going to use courier service, please check your fact check before you leave Nigeria. Like, if possible, go by yourself to make inquiries or call them or something. For palm oil, the videos I watched, if you want to come with palm oil, you freeze it. So there's this see-through, it looks like a bag, but it also looks like a small jerry can of some sort. It has a cute handle, and you put the palm oil there, you freeze it as long as possible, if possible a month or more before you leave, and then you wrap it with cling film, and then you're going to pack it. But now, another thing with packing palm oil, the reason why my mom said I should not carry, and I did not fight again, because I was like, you have a point, it can pour, excuse me, because for example, like, your flight can be delayed. It's a flight, even if you're using the most reliable airline, things happen and you never know. Sometimes your flight can be delayed, so if it is already packed and it's already, like, you've checked it in, there's nothing you can do at that point until you get to your final stop, and then you pick your box. So as much as possible, reduce your chances of accidental spillage. So your flight can be delayed, no matter how long you've frozen it, it can melt. Like, it's something that can be freeze can be melted, so remember that. So it can be delayed, it can melt. Aside your flight being delayed too, is I was about to say something now, is the fact that even if it doesn't melt, no matter how well you pack it, you don't know those that will handle the box and how they will handle it. Sometimes you'll be shocked at how they treat your box when you're not there, when you're not looking. So even if you packed it well, sometimes if you put it with clothes, you never can be 100% sure that it's not staying with clothes, except you don't mind and you put it with clothes that even if they get stained, like black clothes or clothes similar to the color, even if it gets stained, you can always wash it or you don't mind, then oh well and good, carry on. And also, if you're somebody that's not really big on palm oil, like you don't really cook a lot of things with it, then you might as well just buy it here and use that space you'd have used for the palm oil for things that you really need. So in your list of things you are bringing, prioritize things that on a day-to-day basis already in Nigeria you probably use and you don't want to have to spend on them again. But if you already have the money to spend on buying things at Fresh Air, please don't stress yourself. Just carry the basics, your clothes, essentials. I know one of the things I regret not bringing from Nigeria though is a school bag, because I was like, I'll be in school. But like my undergraduate days, I didn't use a school bag. Or I was like, I don't really know about that though. So I didn't bring a school bag, and I eventually had to buy here. So I had this normal, female bag. You just carry it on the side, but it wasn't doing what I needed it to do again. Like I did not plan it well. Like my laptop, because I carry my laptop to school, my laptop can enter, but my shoulder would be. Like my shoulder always felt like it was about to break anytime I carried a bag out, especially with things that I'm using in school. So it was too much load for one shoulder, so I had to get the school bag. That's one of the things I regret not bringing. And for winter clothes that they usually say, oh, buy winter jackets in Nigeria, I have my reservations, because already before I left, I'm like, the cold, we don't experience this kind of cold in Nigeria, so how would they be selling the clothes that we would need to cover up well in Nigeria? I know people buy, but me, I just did not see the need to get winter jackets in Nigeria, and I did not get winter jackets. What I got, because my mom forced me to get, and I hope she sees this video, what I got because I was forced to get it was one black jacket. I don't even know where it is now, but it didn't do anything for me in terms of covering me from the cold. I eventually got my winter jacket here, and that jacket is serving me well. Like it's doing what it's supposed to do. Very thick, very durable, can go under the rain, go under the sun. No, they go under some winter jacket. Go under the rain, go under the snow, and what I'm wearing inside is covered. Me as well, like I'm covered. So if you're feeling up to it, you can get a winter jacket in Nigeria. But if you're going to save money on other things, like save your money from buying other things here, then you can use that money to buy a good winter jacket here. And also, because if you're not coming in winter, you buy the winter jacket, you put it in your box, you're taking space that you'd have used for other things. So yeah, I don't really think you should get a winter jacket in Nigeria. Maybe you can get like stuff like this, like hoodies, sweaters, things to keep you warm. Those be like your first or second layer of clothes before your winter jackets. You can just get your winter jacket here. They're thrift stores, so it doesn't have to be an expensive jacket. You can go to a thrift store, and if you're coming in summer, obviously you're not going to need the winter jacket yet. If you're coming in summer and spring, you're not going to need the winter jacket yet until much later. And if you can, buy it before winter, because you want to save money on that. So another thing is powdered milk. So I don't really like milk like that, and this one has been with me. I bought 2 of these. This has been with me since January. I bought from Nigeria. I brought them because I heard that it's not easy to find powdered milk here, blah blah blah. They over exaggerated it to me, if we're being honest, because I've been seeing powdered milk around, I mean in African stores and some other stores. So it's not that hard to find, just that you would feel scammed when you're buying it, because you're like, because when you come, you'll probably be doing conversion a lot, like, so this is not, you're converting CAD to Naira, and you're not like, I can't spend that much. So if you like milk like a lot, powdered milk, then bring some from Nigeria and use it for as long as you can until you get settled, and then you can always buy here, because the milk that is more available and cheaper here is liquid milk. Like they have milk in bags and in packs as well. So I don't really like those ones. Even though I don't really like them, the few times I take milk, I don't really like those ones. So this has been my vibe. The first one is almost finished by now. So this is the second one, and I'm still good to go. It's probably last till the end of the year, except I have guests and they use it. This would be enough for me, right? But that's because I don't really take it. And then I brought aboniki and rub for cold. So just applying it on your chest and in your nose, you know. This is because this is for winter. This aboniki that even one official at the airport took from it. I've forgiven you, but God is watching us. I'm just joking. But for real, they actually took from it from at the airport. So yeah, this for cold, just to, you know, clear your system. No, it doesn't clear your system, physically. Just to, you know, revive. To revive you or whatever they say. My mom gave me, and of course I collected. So you need this for the winter. It's available here in African stores, but it's not heavy, so you might as well carry it. And then for stationery, I brought my stuff from Nigeria Barrows, and I don't really use them too much, so the barrows I brought are still serving me. I try to read. I can't say I'm an avid reader, but like I try to read. So the books I really like, really love, or that I haven't read yet, I brought them from Nigeria. And books, yeah, few books, not books like lots, just a few books. I brought them as well. Obviously, I don't need to tell you to bring your documents, because your documents are even supposed to be in your hand luggage when you're coming. So anytime they ask for it, you don't need to start opening your bag. When I say hand luggage, I mean like your handbag or your school bag, whichever one you're carrying. Yeah, you're gonna need those. And then for laptop, if you already have a laptop, you can bring it. So another very essential thing is an adapter. So this adapter, let me show you. So this side is like this, and then there is this side that can be pressed back. There is also this side here that can be pushed out. Yeah, this side as well. So this adapter will be really, really helpful, especially if you have a charger that is like this, because this is a Nigerian socket. So if you have a charger that is like this is why you need this adapter, because the socket here is like this. So if you buy appliances here, it goes with the socket. But if you did not buy an appliance here or a gadget here, then the charging port is probably not going to be like this. It's most likely going to be like this. Do you know what's even funny? The fact that I bought this charger here in Canada was like this. So thank God I already had the adapter, and it's giving what it should give. It has really been working. I'm supposed to buy another one, but I've just been managing with this one because I'm like, I mean, we're not here rushing to plug things because they're about to take, like, you know. I'm sorry. But yeah, so it's an essential tool, and big shout out to my parents for helping me get this, or giving me this, because this one should be for my dad. Because me, how would I have known? So adapter, if you have a lot of gadgets, maybe bring two. Even if you bring one, you can always buy a second one here, and then you find a way around it. But if you're buying your gadgets here, then you most likely will not need this, except, you know, yeah, that's it. And if you're considering getting a laptop and you want to wait till you get here, try to compare prices. If you have somebody here that you can ask to check how much it costs, like, it doesn't take anything to make inquiries, to check how much it costs here, and then check how much it costs in Nigeria. If it's cheaper in Nigeria, maybe get it in Nigeria. Because my laptop, I wanted to wait till coming here to get my laptop, but this was 2023, and I was going to be delayed in, like, stay back a whole year, and I had things to do with laptop, and I'm just like, instead of waiting 1 whole year, maybe I should just get it. So eventually got my laptop last year, just 2023. in Nigeria, and thank God for this adapter because I'm still able to charge it with this adapter and no issues. Another option might be to get another charger, but what's the point when there is little Mr. Adapter here to help us? No reason for that. And so we have come to the last part of this video. Which is the shopping list, first shopping list here in Canada. I also had a list that I wrote, like I typed my notes out. My notes apps. No, it's not apps. my notes app really had it for me in this planning process. Like anything I think about, I'll just type, okay, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to do this. So I had a whole list of things I'm going to buy, and then like checklist of things I needed to do before traveling. For example, I locked my hair before traveling, months before traveling, because I knew I was going to travel and I did not want to have to come here and spend money on hair. So I locked it in Nigeria because it's cheaper to do in Nigeria. I had planned this before. I had discussed my loctician way before, and then I retied it a couple of times in Nigeria so before traveling. And during this process, I was watching videos to see how to retire by myself, and I've been doing that since I've been here. And then thank God we're here now. Thank God. So for coming here, list of things to get. If you've already gotten most things in Nigeria, like you've traveled with your most essential stuff. Like for me, I didn't need to buy skincare here initially. I didn't need to buy body cream, you know, all these other skincare things. I didn't need to buy stationery. Okay, I had to buy one book, so an exercise book for school. Let me show you. Yeah, so I bought this book here, and I bought this because it has different, like it's divided into different pages, so in different segments of pages. So there's this, and then this is another segment, and then another segment, and another segment, and another segment. So I really hope you are seeing what I'm showing, but because of the division, and it's easier to just have one book for every course. So this book I've used for every course. This is my second semester now, and I'm still using this book. So I bought this book here, but my biros, pencils, I bought them from Nigeria because I just felt, why not if not, right? And then I didn't buy, to be honest. Got them different. Okay, I bought one, and then the other ones I got them as gift, or I've had them since, and I've not just gotten to use them. Journals to use for Bible study, for taking personal notes, for to-do list, things like that. Yeah, so things I bought. So food items like eggs, rice, because I didn't bring rice, protein, chicken and eggs are protein. Yeah, and then some fruits, and then a plate, a small plate. It's not small. So a plate, a bowl-like plate that can serve as something I can use to drink garri, something I can also use to eat rice, beans, pasta, things like that, and a cup just for items used to eat. And then I bought cutlery as well. I'm staying in a shared apartment, so there are utensils available, but it's always good to have your own as much as possible, especially if you like, you know, your own thing. If you don't mind sharing, because you're already sharing living area, you know, things like that. So if you don't mind sharing, and it also depends on the kind of apartment you're staying in. So if you're staying in an apartment where you have to bring your own things for kitchen utensils, then you have to bring your own. But I didn't need to buy pots because of the kind of apartments that I got, thank God. Some other people's apartments, I have people in my school that had to buy pots, frying pan, anything they need in the kitchen that is not already there, like the cooker or the sink, things like that, they had to buy by themselves. But for me, the buying of the plates was very optional, and I pray you get something good so you don't need to buy a lot, because you just be spending and be realizing that money is just going. It's just within the first week you should probably budget. If I mention amounts now, that you see, you see, is it not too much? But it's better to budget and then you end up using less than that. So if you can budget like for the first week, let me not say first week, but the first month, this is minus rent, this is minus maybe you can include phone people minus rent. Budget like, depending on the province you're staying, but I'm in Toronto, Ontario. Budget like 800 to 1000 CAD. You would most likely not reach 1000 CAD, but if you are, very extravagant in spending, you will pass 1000. If you're like me, you would be below 1000 CAD. But this is why I'm going to explain this thing, because I don't want you to misquote me. I don't want you to also misunderstand me. And I don't want you to feel like, that's too much. Because you'll be shocked too. Like, I don't want you to be shocked after. Like, I want you to be shocked before, so that you'll not be shocked after and you'll be prepared. By the time you're buying things, you don't realize, like groceries alone. Because it's not just, you just go buy vegetables, fruits, eggs, chicken, what else? Rice, cereal if you like cereal, maybe like me if you like granola, and then you come back home. You're buying plates, probably buying plates, cutlery, you are buying like, excuse me. Like me, I bought this container for my pens and all this stationery. And then I also bought like these containers for what do they call them? Containers for rice. Like this, not necessarily the whole Amazon or like ordering online, like those ones that come in sets that they are very cute, aesthetically pleasing. It wasn't really aesthetically pleasing, but at least it does the job. Like containers to put cereal or to put rice or to put your spices, those smaller containers, things like that. And then what else again? I bought a small trash for my room, like small trash can, small bin. So this is what it looks like. This is a small bin for my room, and it's very small. Not very small because there are smaller ones than this, but it does the job, so why not? And then I got a towel here as well, one or two, I think one. And then I bought blankets, I bought winter jacket. By the time you start realizing all these things, I got a laundry basket as well. And then this is you moving into a place for the first time. No matter how well you pack or how much things you bring from Nigeria, you would have to buy things here. So I know of people that ended up spending way more than they thought they would spend, because you just keep getting stuff, like not even you being extra, their needs. So is a need, and like you're just getting stuff. Like I had to get this basket to put my stuff in the bathroom as well, to put my things for the bathroom, obviously. And then you're just spending and spending, and then you realize, what's going on? What's happening? Like blankets, how much did it even cost for my blanket? Maybe like $80-something, and their blankets, like duvet, is way more expensive. Like I was cutting my coat according to my size by getting that one. And some people have to get pillow. I didn't have to get a pillow, but I didn't have to get a pillow because there was already a pillow in the apartment. Thank God for my landlord. But some people have to get pillow. So this is why like the budget has to be reasonable. Like even if you want to save and you don't want to spend so much, let's say you budget 500. Should I tell you the truth? It's not be enough. Except you are coming to stay with somebody that maybe like you're coming to stay with a family member, or where you're coming to, you already have people there and you are coming for them to take care of you. If you are coming like those of us that came, and you are coming like you don't know anybody, you are coming, you are here starting afresh, and if you're even going to stay in an apartment like just you have the whole apartment to yourself, you spend way more because you buy more things. Like compared to me now, that there are some things I didn't need to buy. Like I didn't need to buy plenty plates. Some people would have to buy maybe 3 or 4 or 5 plates. Some people have to get a couple of cups, like not just a teacup because it's only you, but you're getting maybe glass cups you can use to drink water if you have guests to give them water. So you'd end up spending more than you'd have imagined. And then even in Nigeria, if you've ever moved to your own place, like moved from your parents' place to your own place, you realize how much household items it do usually cost. It costs. You'll be shocked. So this is an example of what your first shopping list in Canada is going to look like. It may not be the exact same thing, but you can edit it to your liking. You can change stuff, you can remove stuff. You don't have to buy the exact same things. You might need more things, you might need less things. It's always flexible to you, like make it your own. So this is what I used, and you can always edit it, you can add to it, and just feel free, have fun with it. At the end of the day, it's your shopping list, so make it your own, but be reasonable in your budget, be realistic in your budget, so that you don't come here and you wonder like, oh my god, that what happened, hey, how would I have known? You would have known. Oh. If you watch the video, you would have known. But anyways, what do I regret not bringing? So granola, I brought granola, but I brought only one. I wish I brought more, because the particular brand I brought, I really like it. Like, that's one that we use in Nigeria, and I really like it. And like, it's not me being stuck up in it must be this one. I tried other ones here, but no, it wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. I eventually have found one that is okay, but this one I really like. I'm still desiring to get it at some point, so I wish I brought more than one. But then again, I don't blame myself too much, because there was no space. Even that one I brought was me doing a bit much, but I was like, let me just, and thank God I said let me just take it, because wow, I didn't know that I won't be able to find it here. And what else? For a blanket or a duvet, I don't think you need to bring from Nigeria, except you're not struggling with space. You have a lot of space, feel free. But the one I brought from Nigeria was very small, so I had to buy him, which was annoying, because I'm like, I would have gotten it cheaper in Nigeria. But guess what? If you get something cheaper in Nigeria and you end up having to pay extra for it, is it worth it? Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. But yeah, I ended up getting my blankets here, which I was a bit sad about at first. But eventually, I was like, no, because there was no space for it, if I'm being honest too. What else do I regret not bringing? That granola, I think that's the one that paid me the most. For food stuff, yeah, I already explained that the airports back and forth, the food stuff I eventually had to send back home from the airport in Abuja. I regret not bringing all of them. I wish I just paid the excess luggage fee at the airport to the airline, instead of going through courier service. I would have had all my food items, all the food stuff that I wanted to, all the food stuff that we had packed to bring. I would have had all of them. Like now, my drinking garri has finished since. But it's low-key laziness to buy that is doing me. And at the same time, me still sulking that I wish. And egusi, there were 2 Ziploc bags I could only carry. I didn't even get to take egusi. Someone gave me here. So no, there were 2 Ziploc bags I had. I could only carry one. And but at least I have dry fish. Yeah, for food items, dried fish, stock fish. Bring them for the clothes. The reason why they say plus me, I should bring the clothes, even the ones you cannot wear in winter, because there's also summer, there's spring, there's fall. Like, there are other seasons aside summer. I know summer takes like a couple of months, but you still need them. So by the time it begins to get warmer, you now be sad that you regret not bringing those clothes. For clothes, I think I basically brought all the clothes I'd have possibly been able to bring. And I don't regret any clothes that I not bring. Any clothes I not bring, I dropped it because I wanted to drop it, not because of space. Because I bought a lot of clothes. But yeah, I think now that winter has gone, like now I'm realizing, oh, aside winter clothes, do I even really have clothes again? But anyway, that's not regret, because I brought all the clothes that I would have possibly brought. Because initially I felt bad that I bought a lot of things in Nigeria before coming. Things that it's not like they are not here, like body soap, body cream. But by the time I realized how much I was able to save by buying them, I was like, not bad. I mean, yeah, I'm paying that extra load, so I had to drop food stuff. And it's funny because it could have also been possible that I'd have taken all the food stuff and then dropped some other things, like maybe clothes back home. But the food stuff were heavier, so it only made sense to drop those ones instead. So I don't regret. In fact, if I would even explain that one, say like it cannot be a regret at all. Like bringing my body care stuff from Nigeria. Like I bought 2 bottles of body cream, 2 deodorants, 3 bottles of perfume, hair oil, trying to remember, skincare, face wash, face mask, face cream, I don't regret them at all. In fact, like, I'm very happy. I didn't watch that from any video. I just felt, let me bring these things, because when you're new, you're trying to settle into, from me, like someone that has not pay rent every month. There's not a parent at all, because I was living with my parents. It's now paying rent every month. You're trying to, even if you have money, you're trying to settle into this new system, and there'll be unexpected bills that will come up. For example, like if you want to get a certificate, you have to pay for the certificate, you have to pay for one exam or the other. Like me now, I'm looking forward to writing a professional exam. Like a lot of things that, if you think about it well, you can use any extra money you have. Like if you want to call it extra money, any extra money you have to do. When you think about it, you realize that buying some things in Nigeria actually makes sense. So yeah, so that's it. List of things to bring from Nigeria to Canada. If you come from Nigeria to Canada, list of things to bring to Canada, and list of things you probably get your first shopping here in Canada. So your first shopping list in Canada. And if you don't want to regret not bringing, I think it's better to bring too many things. I think it's better to bring too many things and then be angry that you brought too many things than to not bring enough things, because you traveling all the way, crossing 7 oceans and valleys all the way, and you don't want to be sad that you could have. But me, I'm not like advocating for overpacking, but just essential things. At the end of the day, it's you. If you don't want to be struggling so much, if you don't want to be living suffer head life, when you know this is something that you had to, or something you would have brought easily, like no stress, no unnecessary pressure, then why not? If not, that's it. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Fisayo. In case you don't know my name is Fisayo, and see you in my next video. Bye.